Let's be honest, we can't avoid sitting in our lives, but if you sit on the floor for at least 30 to 60 minutes a day, you're going to be so much better off. Your spine will feel healthy, your hips will work better, and you're going to be an overall more healthy human being. So let's talk about that. What's up guys, welcome to Barrookie. In today's video, we're going to talk about floor sitting. And we can't talk about floor sitting before we talk about sitting in general. We need to sit a lot these days. More people doing focus work and more people need to work on computers, and we sit for work, we sit for commute, we sit to eat, we sit in our couches to watch television. We sit way too much. That accumulative sitting is harmful for our spine, our body, our musculature, everything that is just our physical well-being, but also our mental well-being. We need to move. We're built to move. We're built to stand, to jump, to play around. We can't really avoid sitting. So how can we switch things up? Well, my man Kelly Starrett, one of the best physical therapists on the internet, not the most famous ones because that is Bob and Brad, but he talks about that sitting on the floor is so great for you. It realigns your hips, it introduces core stability, it makes sure that your posture is better, and it also gets you moving more. These are all benefits that I wanted to seek out for myself. So obviously, not everyone can sit on the floor for their work. Sitting on the floor to drive your car is also not really an option. So what can we do to sit more on the floor? Well, the first thing that I did was when I was watching television, I always sat in front of my couch. That is something that I really enjoy. You can sit against your couch. So yes, you're not going to get that core stability because you still have a backrest. But I find that it was a lot more natural for my hips to sit on a hard surface. That really helped me tremendously. That is really a small thing you can do to implement. What's great about that is because sitting on the floor is not that comfortable and it's not as comfortable as sitting on a chair, you're going to move a lot more. And that's great because we want our bodies to be moving. We want to switch up the positions because that way we're going to introduce blood flow through the muscles and we're not going to get numb limbs. So that is a great thing. What I also saw is that I spent less time sitting because it was less comfortable. So less TV time, that's a good one. Something else we can do is sitting to eat. Now, in the house, I never really sit on the floor to eat, but what I do is that whenever I can get outside and when it's nice weather outside, well, I put like a little table out there and we just sit on the floor to eat. That's just a simple habit that we can do and where we can break away from the traditional sitting and just sit on the floor for also a small amount of time. That's just a great way to break up that pattern of sitting. Now, I understand that it's going to be difficult to sit at work, but if we have to do some computer work at home, we can always explore ways to make a desk setup that is suited for floor sitting. And I saw a great video on YouTube which inspired me to do the whole floor sitting thing, and they used like a table from IKEA, they chopped off the legs and made it a little bit lower, and I was looking for that but it didn't really resonate with me, so I explored buying like a children's table from IKEA. I used that a little bit just to read books or to just journal a little bit. Then I came across the limber desk. And the limber desk is just great because you can separate your screen from your keyboard, so still be at an ergonomic height for your screen and still be sitting on the floor. I reached out to Limber Desk. Unfortunately, I'm based in Europe, they're in Australia or New Zealand, so it was a little bit difficult to collaborate. So I went the DIY route and I made myself a Limber Desk. And I really enjoyed sitting on the floor while being still ergonomically active. So That is something that I do if I want to do a little bit of gaming or if I have to edit videos. So all of that leisure time that you're at your house but you're working on a computer, you can still do that sitting on the floor. Then I also reached out to Upstyle because I want to explore their option. They have like a standing desk, so just a thing like the limber desk that you put on your table so that you can do standing work even if you don't have a standing desk, which I think is great. As with the limber desk, you can take that standing desk, you put it on the floor, and you can just work seated on the floor, and that is just great. Now, I must say, I don't think it's always as comfortable sitting on the floor, and I also don't recommend that you do this for hours on end. It's a great thing to break up work habits and just from time to time just sit half an hour to an hour on the floor for computer work. If you do that too much in one time, in one sitting, you're not going to get the benefits out of it because your body is not used to sitting on the floor. You're going to feel aches and pains, your legs will be sleeping, you'll be very uncomfortable, you're going to sit in awkward positions. That's not good. That's not what we want. We want to switch things up. We want you to sit for half an hour, then stand up, walk around a little bit, move a little bit, and then just continue sitting again on the floor or standing. It's not because sitting on the floor is great that a standing desk doesn't have its purposes anymore. Just breaking up the traditional sitting by sitting on the floor is so great for your body. It helps with your alignment of your hips because you're not going to sit on your glutes and your hamstrings. You're going to sit more on your sit bones. So our body is more made to sit on the floor, sit on that hard surface so that the muscles around the bones can relax a little bit more. You can sit cross-legged. You're also going to find yourself switching positions a lot, which is going to introduce a little bit of mobility into your hips, which I like very much. Now, we do have to avoid strain, right? Just as with everything, like with a standing desk also, you just don't start 8 hours a day with your standing desk. No, you break it up into little bits and pieces and you get your body stronger and you get your body used to standing on a standing desk. The same is with sitting on the floor. Just introduce little bits and moments, and over time you're going to see that you can endure a lot longer bouts of sitting on the floor and you're going to benefit a lot from that. I also recommend that you don't sit on the bare concrete or tile floor. Just get like a little carpet, a little rug, or maybe just one of those puzzle mats that can be a lot more softer on your joints, and that way you're going to sit just a little bit more comfortable but still on a rock solid foundation. Another benefit of sitting on the floor is getting off of the floor. That's something I also talked about when I'm sleeping on the floor. Now, if you have the habit of really going down to the ground and getting back up, you're not going to lose that ability. And maybe if you're in your 20s or 30s, that's not a big of a deal. But when you're 60, 70, 80 years old and you're still getting up and off the ground regularly, you're going to be a lot more mobile, you're going to be a lot better off in the long term, and that is what we really want. That's what we're really after. So yeah, that is really my journey on sitting on the floor. It was not easy. I had some discomfort, but take it slow, do it at your house, do it whenever you can, and introduce small bits and pieces and small bouts of sitting on the floor. Start with sitting in front of your couch on the floor. Get a limber desk or an Upstyle desk where you can sit on the floor and work on your computer. If you have to work from home, you can still use that equipment to work from home from time to time on the floor. Make sure that you switch it up, that you keep on moving, that you be mindful that you don't strain your body too much in sitting on the floor, but know that it's very important for you. Also, when you get older, to be able to get up and off the floor. That is going to help you so much. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you're now going to sit more on the floor, and I hope you're now also knowing how to introduce it into your daily routine. And I guess I'll be seeing you all in the comment section and in the next video. Peace!